Greetings, YouTube. I always find it a plus when I go in blind to the side quest. And we have the new All My Iron Men. And the biggest difficulty is Legendary. You can see there's Epic, Legendary, Master, and Heroic. But unlike the previous month's side quest, which I thought was the best ever because, it wasn't the best ever for rewards, but it was the best ever for side events because you could run so many fights on auto fight over and over and get insane points on hero use, but especially things like science combat, which I got over 100,000 points because of that auto fight this morning when I was working in my office. So now we have this first chapter, and I am going to bring in my favorite team and just see what happens. Basically, it's the Omega Red team with Corvus. So that means I'm going to bring in the Dadbon. That means that I'm going to bring in Colossus. And that means I'm going to bring in, I think I'll actually go Sabretooth. So that's the team. Now, if you screw up, if you panic, yeah, you'll lose a little bit of energy, but you'll still be able to restart. So I just want to remind people of that. And let's see. Yeah, let's start with path A. Now, I'm not going to do every path because I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long, but I do think it's important to give people an idea of what the realistic expectations are for the hardest side quest. And okay, so Falcon obviously is the first defender. Head over heels. Ooh, whenever the defender would take lethal damage, they instead trigger an indestructible buff for 10 seconds. The indestructible buff is removed by a heavy attack. In the Power of Love, whenever the defender triggers indestructible from head over heels, they are passively stunned for 4 seconds. Okay. So given that it is Falcon and he's an Avenger, I'm wanting to get Corvus's Avenger mission complete. So I like to start with a 4-hit combo into the block because Corvus is really good at getting block damage even at 0 missions. You can still see I took down like 5,000 health. And we'll just counter back. Do another 4-hit combo. Kind of passive AI to start. And I'm going to take him down with the special 2. But he's indestructible. Now, again, you can fire off a heavy to take that away. But I didn't want to push him to a special 3 just in case. So I'm going to parry heavy. And that does it. So, I mean, it's a little annoying. It kind of reminds me of, like, say, Hela's Awakened ability. But it's not super big deal. Okay, let's continue to try Corvus, because now I'm going to try to refill some of his health at the beginning of the fight. And you'll notice just how much better he is with that one mission. I mean, the crits are way better. So here's what I think I'm going to try to do with this node. I think I'm going to do, Corvus has a 3-hit heavy. I think I'm going to try to do a 3-hit heavy to knock him out and see if you finish on a heavy, you don't trigger the indestructible. So that's pretty good. You can call me Ceiling because I am a fan of that. And let's just make sure he still has that same node and it wasn't just a fluke. Head over heels, power left. Yep. Okay. So that's consistent. Don't have to spend more time on that. All right. Here we go. Look at how much Omega is just melting him. And the nice thing about Omega 2 is his heavy locks in the spores, and so put him in a corner. That was just a smooth, fun easy fight. There are so many reasons why I love using Omega Red, and that's one of them. So yeah, you're using a little bit of energy, but it's not too bad. And instead of using way too many items, if you need be, just restart. Now that was a bad heavy on my part. I deserved losing that damage. Now you can see it's a stun. So yeah, when they're stunned, you just fire off a heavy. That makes it even easier. All right, so I didn't have to wait in that first fight then to bait Falcon Special 2. I could have just ended the heavy. But I wanted to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry, because there have been nodes before where I've thought, oh, I'll just like fire off a heavy or special and the fight will be over, and I misread the node, and then it pushed him to a special 3, and the minute that he got done being stunned, he fired off the special 3, and I got knocked out. So I like to be safe than sorry. So let's fire off the heavy, and there you go. So yeah, it's kind of cool just to get in the habit of doing that anyway, you know? Now I'm going to keep Corvus, because Gladiator Hulk is a Omega Red counter like no other. Like no other. But that's okay. By the way, enemies with 30,000 PI for the hardest difficulty, that's about standard for a side quest. Now, a couple months ago when we saw it at like 50,000, that sucked, especially because the rewards also sucked. Remember when you had to bring in Cersei or Icarus as one of your 3 attackers? It was so bad. I hated it. A lot of people just refused to do it. This time, instead of 3 attackers, you get to bring in 5, and hey, guess what? You get to bring in all 5 that you want. All right, so here's the big question. Prof, how's that first boss fight of the side quest? Well, hypothetical me, I am glad you asked. So we went to him, and he's got head over heels and the power of love as well. But he also has combat deja vu unblockable. Whenever the attacker lands the same type of basic attack twice in a row, the defender gains an unblockable buff for 6 seconds. So medium, light, medium is going to work best. And Corvus, that's what I love to use anyways. Forced entropy. Every 8 seconds, the attacker is inflicted with a wither debuff with a potency of 150% for 10 seconds. If the attacker lands a hit, this timer is reset. Rich get richer. Whichever champion has more unique buffs gains 12% of a bar of power every second. Oh, wow. Enhanced Special 1, Enhanced Special 2. Those are very easy to dex. So you might be constantly baiting specials. But all right, medium, light, medium. Medium, light, medium. Although he's still unblockable. All right, so we're going to dex that. Medium, light, medium. Now he still continues to be unblockable. Maybe it's with the buffs. Medium, light, medium, special 2. Oh, indestructible. We're going to do a heavy. Cleared the indestructible. And then now we're going to fire off a heavy again. And he's gone. So it's not a bad node. In fact, it's kind of fun. It's a pro player node. What I've seen in incursions, which is total BS, is when you make them stunned and then they do like the Astro Evade like Mordo. And for all of that, that was just 25 legendary mojo bucks. And so as a reminder, and I need to do a video on this, but I wanted to put this video out first. There is a mountain store where you spend those mojo bucks, and I just got 25. And so I'll be doing the best and worst values of this store very soon. But I wanted to put out this video first. So there you have it. We jumped into legendary difficulty. We kept it under 9 minutes. Actually, under 10 minutes. We're over 9 minutes now. And some people say I don't put out enough gameplay. Some people say they hate my gameplay. You can never make too many people happy. But if you learned better to finish your fights with heavies, thanks to this video, even one person, I've done my job. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.